Hey guys, my name is Andy, and today we're going to work on the first reading passage of the first SAT test on the CollegeBoard website. Alright, let's begin. Here's the passage. I'll let you guys read it for a bit. Just pause the video and turn it back on when you're ready. Alright, let's start. Number 1. Which choice best describes what happens in the passage? A. One character argues with another character who intrudes on their home. B. One character receives a surprising request from another character. C. One character reminisces about choices she has made over the years. And D. One character criticizes the other character for pursuing an unexpected course of action. First of all, we know that A is incorrect because it says the character argues and intrudes. But we know that this doesn't happen because in line, line 35, it says Akira spoke with sincerity. He was deferential and he asked for forgiveness. So there wasn't any sort of conflict or argument. Verbal conflicts or arguments. So A is incorrect. B, one character receives a surprising request from another character. We know that this is right because on line 47 we have she had no idea about what was going on and she was surprised. And C, one character reminisces about choices she has made over the years. This is incorrect because we're talking about marriage right now. And D, one character criticizes another character for pursuing an unexpected course of action. We know that this is incorrect. There was formal speech, like answer choice number A, and there was apologies, and she said that she was starting to like him in line 35. So we know that B is correct. Alright, let's do number 2. Which choice best describes the developmental pattern of the passage? A careful analysis of a traditional practice. B, a detailed depiction of a meaningful encounter. C, a definitive response to a series of questions. Or D, a cheerful recounting of an amusing anecdote. We know that A is incorrect. It says careful analysis of traditional practice, but in this question we're talking about non-traditional. B, a detailed depiction of a meaningful encounter. Let's check this because this seems right because it's talking about asking for marriage. C, a definitive response to a series of questions. We know that this is wrong. There is no definitive response. She does not respond. And D, a cheerful recounting. This isn't cheerful because in line number 73 it says startled. So we know that B is the answer. Alright, now let's do number 3. As used in line 1 and line 65, directly and most nearly means A, frankly, B, confidently, C, without mediation, or D, with precision. We know that frankly isn't right because it's not honest or anything. This isn't the word to use in context. B, confidently, we know that confidently isn't right either because it's not directly doesn't fit in this context. Like confidently doesn't fit in line 1. Akira came confidently does not seem right. C, without mediation. Let's put a check next to it because Akira came directly. We can see that in line 1. And breaking all tradition too. Breaking all tradition. We can see that right here. And D, with precision. Precision isn't right because we can't have precision in this context. So the answer is C. Alright, let's do number 4. Which reaction does Akira most fear from Chi? A, she will consider his proposal inappropriate. B, she will mistake his earnestness for immaturity. C, she will consider his unscheduled visit an imposition. Or D, she will underestimate the sincerity of his emotions. Alright, let's see. A, she will consider his proposal inappropriate. In line 65, we see Please don't judge my candidacy by the unseemliness of this proposal, so we can see that Akira fears that she will view his proposal inappropriate. Okay. And B, she will mistake his earnestness for immaturity. We have no evidence for that. And C, she will consider his unscheduled visit an imposition. He does mention it, but he considers the proposal inappropriate part more fearful than the imposition part. And D, she will underestimate the sincerity of his emotions. We have no evidence for this. So we know that the answer is A. And for number 5, since we already connected lines 63 and 64 to our answer from A, we already know that the answer is going to be C. So for these questions, you can just connect each answer to and the first answer to the evidence, and you can just get the answer. And we know that the answer is C because we got that from here. When we were trying to find this answer. Alright, let's do number 6. In the passage, Akira addresses Chi with A, affection but not genuine love, B, objectivity but not complete impartiality, C, amusement but not mocking disparagement, or D, respect but not utter deference. Okay, we know that A isn't right because there's no affection. There's signs of respect but no affection. B, objectivity but not complete impartiality. We have no evidence for either objectivity or impartiality. C, amusement but not mocking disparagement. We know that this is incorrect because we don't have amusement. Akira is very formal and he's serious. And D, respect but not utter deference. We know that this is right because in line 31 it says, forgive my disruption. So he knows that he's being disruptive. So he's respecting, but since he is disrupting, he's not utterly different. So the answer is D for number 6. Alright, let's do number 7. The main purpose of the first paragraph is to A, describe a culture, B, criticize a tradition, C, question a suggestion, or D, analyze a reaction. Okay, we know that A is incorrect because we don't really have a description of the culture. Before that, let's actually look at the paragraph for a bit. Alright, you can solve for a bit if you want to, but this paragraph is a bunch of rhetorical questions. So there is no description. It's only like a slight bit, but I'm not gonna call that a description. So A is incorrect. B, criticize the tradition. There's no criticizing in this. There's a description of a tradition, kind of, but not really. And it's not really criticism either. And C, question a suggestion. There is question, but there is no suggestion. So C is incorrect too. And D, analyze the reaction. I'm gonna say this is correct because we see had he followed form, which she would be more receptive. So we know that she wasn't receptive as much. So we know that we're analyzing a reaction. So that's why D is correct. Alright, now let's do number 8. As used in line 2, form most nearly means A, appearance, B, custom, C, structure, D, nature. Alright, let's look in line 2 for a bit. You can pause for a bit if you want, but line 2 says, what was that it? Had he followed form? Had he asked his mother to speak to his father to approach a go-between? Alright, so it's not really appearance because we're talking about tradition, and appearance is like looks. And B, custom, I'm going to say custom is correct because custom is about tradition. C, structure is incorrect, but we're not talking about buildings or anything like that. And D is also incorrect because it's not about nature. I'm going to say the answer is B. Alright, let's do number 9. Why does Akira say his meeting with Chi is a matter of urgency? A, he fears that his own parents will disapprove of Naomi. We know that this is incorrect. We don't know anything about his parents. And B, he worries that Naomi will reject him and marry someone else. We know that this is also incorrect because earlier it says we have an understanding. So we know that there's something going on between Akira and Naomi. C, he has been offered an attractive job in another country. We know that this is true because in line 39 to 42, we see that he got a job as a dentist in Seattle. Line 42. And D, he knows that Chi is unaware of his feelings for Naomi. This is true, but this is not the matter of urgency that we're talking about. And number 10, which choice provides the best evidence for the answer to the previous question? This is one of those pairing up questions where you can match the answer to the line where you got the answer from. And we already found that 9C is connected to line 39 to 42, so we know that B is the answer. But line 39A, we know that that's not the answer because that talks about troubling. It's like an apology, and that's not anything urgent. And 58 to 59, this is like a backing up part. Depending on your response, I may stay in Japan. This helps back up this one. And D 72 to 73, that is incorrect because it says ICF started you. It's also another apology. It's not the urgent situation. Alright, so that's it for the first passage of for the questions of the first passage, and on the next video I'll be working on passage number 2, this one. And thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next one.